Alright guys, let's jump into the game. So this is Dreadstone Keep. Like I said earlier, we played another game by the same publisher last week, and we got a review key for that game last week as well by JF Games PR. They gave us the key for Leah, Hacking Destiny. Enjoyed that one. They gave us the review key for this one, Dreadstone Keep. Like I said, has the same publisher. I want to say GoGo Games Interactive. Different developer, but same publisher. And let's check how to play. So we got arrow keys, all right. Not WASD, but arrow keys. I would maybe like to change that. Character sheet with I makes sense. So toggle throw weapon. Okay. Throw weapon and then select which direction to throw it. Dash is... Oh, okay. That's why I can't do WSAD then. Okay. Or WASD. Okay. So dash direction deals no damage but moves you. I feel so moved. All right. So choose your champion and your weapon. So is there a way to customize? I see this re-roll character. Oh, maybe that's the answer. Yeah, so the answer is you don't like pick the guy or gal. You just whatever you roll is what you start with. Arrow keys. Nowadays usually it's WASD, but back in the day arrow keys kind of were the standard. Playing Doom and shit like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you, Johnson. I don't blame you. Especially like if like doing big family gatherings, it's like, it takes you away from the kitty cats. Yeah. Now, we finished up our family gathering. We did my dad's side on Saturday, then my mom's side yesterday. So that's it for family stuff. It'll just be Gracie and I Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. I'm so excited, man. I don't mean to brag, because I realize again Christmas is fucking stressful. Now, not everybody is so lucky, but I am very selfishly looking forward to just chill, lazy, being a useless piece of shit on those days. I'm excited. Have I mentioned that I'm excited yet? Not sure if it's come up yet. Not sure if I've mentioned it yet. Alright, so, keyboard keys, yep. And it is turn-based. It is turn-based. So to attack enemies, just walk to them. Bop. It's nice and simple. Yeah, no attack button, you just fucking stab. Bop. When you throw your weapon, you can pick it up again. Right. So if I throw for the content, whew, just walk over to it, you pick it up. And I'm guessing you can probably attack unarmed, but you do less damage. There we go. There we go. And then we have dash. For like quick movement. Your first time coming to die. I would love to know the basics. Sure. Tell me more, Crow. Two powerful entities, one at the top. And now I'm not one to like pull like the grammar nerd. I'm not one to pull the actually and like pretend I know everything. However, I'm gonna hit you with one. Shouldn't it be at the top of its spires, which is to say ITS, and not IT apostrophe? Am I correct there? Because I assume usually like if it's got the apostrophe, it's a conjunction, junction. What's your function? And then or not conjunct. What's it? What's it called? What's it called? Fucking I don't know. Whatever it's called when you like shorten the thing. Anyway, it would like it's the stand-in for another letter. So at the top of it is spires. That's how that would read. Anyway, just a little fucking grammar nerd kind of getting thrown out there. Yeah, at the top of its spires. So if I was an English teacher, I'd like to do a little. I'd use my red pen and do a little notch on the apostrophe there. But anyway, so there's one big scary thing at the top, and then another scary thing at the bottom. So we're going for. And you want to kill both, presumably in one run. And I'm guessing that it doesn't matter which one you go for first, is what they're about to tell us. What's it called? Not a conjunction. There's another word for that article in English grammar, but it escapes me, whatever the term is called. There's magic items, right? Explore well. Use your abilities and take your time. Everything is turn-based. And there's a fourth wall. Also, I'm a bird. And then he says, caw. All right, we have an inventory. So HP, we don't have a shield, correct? We just have the two daggers actually. And just so I'm clear, if I throw a thing, I still have another dagger in my hand. At first, I thought that was a shield. But now, yeah, maybe that means that yes, we have like. Oh wait, can I throw two things? Oh, wrong. Oh, you can throw two daggies. Two daggy boys. Okay, so you have two throws. That's kind of sick. Okay, that's good. That could come in handy. And of course, you move 1 square per movement. And if you do a dash, you move 2 squares. So that's why that's kind of neat. Got HP. Yeah, it tells you dagger is 1 and also unarmed is 1. That's a little weird. You would think a dagger would do a little bit more. Open throw does also 1 damage, but of course has a range. Need to recover it afterwards. Is there a way to... Yeah, I was gonna say, look at that, yeah. Yeah, but surprised it's damage 1 across the board. Unless it means, like, you do 2 attacks, maybe? Because you have 2 weapons in your hand? What if I throw one of them? Dagger unarmed, yeah. And then the other one... Okay, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm sure it still makes sense to use them both. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to, like, understand the full deal here. I used to sell furniture for a living. It was, but it was my own furniture. Now I just crash here. We can move around out here, which is kind of neat. Only a little bit. Could have been a villain in this game, but I'm stuck here talking to you instead. Very fourth wall breaking indeed. Some basics will not stop you from dying. I'm so confident. So confident. Anything else back here? I always like to look for secrets in games like this, but I know better than expect too much. Jump on in. Oh, bright. Why is it so bright? Oh my god. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is going on here? It's so bright. Oh no. Shit. What can I do about this? Settings? Graphics got turned down to very low. Okay, well, let's set it back to very ultra. Is that gonna help? No, it's worse. Oh god. Well, might be an issue. Yeah, I'm just in a blob right now. Fuck. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yep. Well, you know, we were talking just the other day about GPU shenanigans. Turn that outline thing out. Does that help? No, not really. Never mind. I thought it was just my audio got reset. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes doing the old resetting it special can help. Sure, give me an axe this time. Whatever. Just roll with it. We'll see. Yeah, maybe that's just a really weird enemy we encounter. Maybe that's just something really unique that this game has. There's just an eye-blinding enemy to deal with. For throwing your weapon. Yeah, maybe it got mad that I didn't throw my weapon this time. So maybe the potion I just got... Okay, actually, it was just an instant use thing. Instant use, because that just added it like a shield. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was a shield. Oh, I see, I see. There's dead people inside. Watch out. There's skeletons and shit. Okay, well... what did I do differently? I don't know. That was a really unfortunate bug, and it could come back again. It could come back again, so we'll see. But we'll play this as long as we can for as far as we can. And just so I'm clear, yeah, this is all still the same. Oh, could it have been the sprite outline? I don't want to fuck with it now. I don't want to fuck with it now, but now I'm like, ugh, maybe that fucked something up. I tried turning it off, and it didn't seem to make a difference. Well, anyway, the fact that we got it. Oh, that's weird. Like you see, like my mouse is like picking it, is like clicking it, but it's like, ugh, kind of wobbly trying to click things. All right, well, so some bugs. I mean, all right, that's to be expected to some degree. To some degree, it's to be expected. You know, again, the game's been out for like a month, maybe. Yeah, I want to say a month or two at most. And again, this is not a game that a ton of people have played. There's like 7 reviews on Steam, and they're all positive, but you know, this is a deep cut for sure. Yeah, toggle the computer on. Did you try unplugging and plugging it back in? It's the IT special right there. All right, so got the bat. Can I see how much health they have? Not until we get into it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna throw my sword, my weapon. Bop. Kill him in 1 hit. Hell yeah. Now I'm kind of curious. I is the one. So axe does 3 damage. And I'm guessing... Yeah, 3 damage. Yeah, all right. So we've determined that the bats have, at most, 3 HP. Is there a way to, like, allow him... Way to skip my turn, basically. E? Or RT space, click, right click. Like, what I want to do is, like, let him come to me. I guess that works, too. There's, like, a box. Oh, it's just an overturned chair. Okay. Okay. Well, now we're getting into the game, though. Now we're getting into it, so... Again, hopefully that little issue we had was a one-time deal. I see my feet are being rendered over the lamp. Like, over the table, which is kind of weird. So it looks like we're standing on the table. You know, I already have some nitpicks. I already have some nitpicks from, like, a technical perspective. Yeah, like the fact that, like, the character's being rendered over object. That's I don't want to sound mean, but it's like, come on, guys. These are hopefully the kinds of things to work on and hopefully eventually fix. Yeah, I would, and maybe there's a button for this. Let's keep going. Got a whole bunch of dudes here. Yeah, this is one of those games where sometimes I think it's better if an enemy enters the square before you and then you can, like, move onto them. If there was a way to skip my turn, to, like, not move anywhere and let them come to me, because I'm worried. So if I go to this square, I'm well, actually, I guess it's not too much of an issue here. So if I move to that square, yeah, now I can attack him. Okay, these have 2 HP. Cool. And then for this guy, I can throw. Bam. So, like, right here, I'd rather just, like, kind of let him come to me. I guess I can move back. That works, too. Yeah. But that was a thing that I used a lot in some of the other kind of tactics and strategy games we've played, where sometimes skipping a turn can be kind of nice. Is this a thing I can open? Space? Or maybe attack? Oh, no, we just threw right over. Okay, I thought maybe there was like a chest or something, but maybe it isn't. I'm guessing interactions will be pretty obvious. Like for instance, we automatically attacked the crate that we saw earlier. Guessing that those kinds of things will reveal themselves. Oh, 0? Is that what that means? I guess I'll confess, I'm not sure I know what this means. Moves. 0 moves is what I think. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that, like, the red circle means. I cannot go that way. I guess it's locked. Is there a way to, like, rotate the camera or something? Cancel that. Yeah, I feel like I should be, like, just be pressing random buttons to see if there's other shenanigans. Other things I should be trying. Go this way. Got a bow and arrow, which makes me a little bit concerned. You know, these guys go down in one hit with the weapon we have right now. Pop them up. Okay, I kind of like the zoom in. That's kind of neat. That's interesting. He has like an AoE. It's a little bit unexpected. You can't attack diagonally, unfortunately. Come back. Attack that one. So he can attack diagonally. Yeah, there we go. There, I got him in my sight. So the answer might just be this is like a thing you just have to deal with. Where, like, you always have to move. That might just be a limitation of the engine. Or of the systems, rather. Because you always have to do something. You always have to do an attack or a movement or something. Now, I have... Oh, there's money. Do I have any money? I don't think I do. And if I have money, I have... Oh, here in the top right. Herp, herp. Okay, so yeah, I have nothing. Can I rob his shit? Maybe if I break his shit, I'll show him I mean business and I'm a tough cookie. Please browse my wares. I was a little bit worried I was going to attack him. Oh, you have a shop here. I have some history with this place, he says. Here to help people, even though your kind don't usually succeed. It's a business. What can you tell me about the keep? Hello, welcome to the game's namesake, Dreadstone Keep. It's old. Dark power's even older. We know that, like, we're trying to save our village. That's like our incentive for being here. So we're trying to save the village. We must vanquish both evil things here. I'll browse your stuff, but I can't afford Jack Dick. Can't afford it. I was hoping there would be like something to tell us like what these things are. All we have to go by is the icons. You got the Legend of Zelda special. Breaking open vases and taking whatever contents lies therein for our own selfish gain. We've broken a lot of stuff and a lot of hearts, but no dollars yet. We've also killed some bad guys. I'm guessing that, like, money is pretty obvious. You guys move twice. Well, there we go. So I'm guessing, like, yeah, when something drops, it's fairly obvious like that. That's 1 gold. Ah, yeah. And now we found another shield and also a passage leading down. That's exciting. Well, let's keep looking elsewhere before I go down, because you know how this goes. Of course, once we go down, we're going to start finding more, like, harder shit. If I could find other treasures or other upgrades, I would love it. Or I guess supposedly I could try to find stairs leading upwards if I didn't want to go into the lower areas, into the lower reaches of the dungeon. If I move up, he will attack me. Yeah, if I could skip a turn. If I move up, he'll attack me, and I can't move diagonally. I need you to move up. Yeah, he's not doing it, because he knows what's up. Oh, he can fly over things. Ah, interesting, yeah. But yeah, so when it comes to melee, you're kind of in trouble here in a situation like this, and I can just throw my weapon. But yeah, that's where being able to skip a turn would really be a game changer. Nothing here. Oh, never mind. That's just the candle on top. Oh, anything else I can interact with there? Okie dokie. Fun. Oh, once again, yeah, another instance where it looks like that's... Oh, you know what? Okay, so in instances like this, I think it's just a graphical thing. The map down here really tells us everything we need to know, I suppose. Yeah, the map tells us there's actually no other ways out. Yeah, okay. So never mind, never mind. In that case... I think we've seen all there is to see then. Yeah. I will go ahead and scooch this way. Commit to some scoochins. I have exactly $1, so I'm a little bit shy. We go up or we go down. Let's go down. Get down with our bad selves. Got a dang dirty rat. And I will throw. It does kill in 1 hit. Eventually, we will not be killing in 1 hit. Some things will eventually require more than what we can offer. More than what we can bring. I see that we already have a map that tells us, I guess, the basic layout. I mean, we can't see everything, but like the fact that it shows all these rooms and where they go and how many rooms they're connected to, that is helpful. Same kind of thing. I'll toss it. Ooh, that's a problem now. He's guarding that shit. Uh-oh. I can probably, like, lead them on. Uh-oh. Except now he's matching my shit. This is dangerous. Uh-oh. Punch. I can punch him. He's gonna hit me for 3. There we go. Wow, I saw... Oh, he was hitting me each round. Okay, I didn't see the animation. I realized that guy was indeed swinging. Now we'll be able to get this guy properly, yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, but not surprising, limitations of the movement means we're gonna find ourselves in some uncomfortable situations. Pop this guy, where he can get his move off, and there's little fellas. Little squishy boys. They're little like slime boys, I guess. Now this is why I would like the... Ooh, do I dare try it? When we inevitably die, I'm gonna turn the outline thing back on, because the outline thing would really be helpful. I think the outline thing would be helpful, because some of these enemies, you know, this is not, again, not to like dog on the game's presentation, but the presentation is not the game's strong suit. Being able to tell what's an enemy and what's part of the background would be a little bit helpful. Break this guy real quick. Pop him. So nothing is really dropping. Oh, apparently I got 1 more gold. Oh yeah, so I know there was the 1 bag. So I guess something else dropped 1 more gold. Because I was gonna say, not really much for loot in this game so far. Enemies don't really drop anything. You're not really gaining experience either, which is a little bit of a shame. I know there are upgrades. Well, I think there are upgrades. Well, yeah, there's something, because under this one, yeah, there's an upgrade section. And maybe other techniques, presumably. There's more to learn. So I'm assuming, you know, there's more to come. But yeah, right now, you know, the sense of like finding cool shit has been pretty minimal. I'll admit one of the things that kind of drew me to this game was the idea of like a really cool dungeon crawler kind of thing where, yeah, you're like killing bad guys, finding cool loot and shit like that. And you know, we found a couple potions which gave us temporary shields, which is nice. Not a whole lot of interesting things being found just yet, but again, we're still pretty early on. Another shop where I definitely can't afford anything, but maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be something amongst the crates and vases down here. Not to be invasive with popping in and breaking all the shit. Just kidding. That's exactly what I'm doing. I am being invasive. I mean to invade. And he's just cool with it. He's just rolling with it. Being a good sport about the whole situation. I'll go ahead and pop you. We're into melee range. There we go. Fisticuffs range. Oh, and I do need to remind myself. I keep forgetting about the dash. The dash probably would and will even help me in those situations where, yeah, I need to like switch up my movements. And I'm like and I need to like put more space between myself and the bad guys and change up the rhythm. I think that would be helpful. Pop him. Do up a fancy attack and I shall schmoove. Drop this guy. Pop him. Got one more gold. I can almost afford something. I think everything the guy was selling was 5 gold. Almost afford something. Could find one more fella. Oh, my bad. I don't know if I love like the grunt noise that happens every time you dash. At first I got excited seeing this was like a well. I was like, oh yeah, is this like some kind of thing I can interact with? Drink from the well and get a random effect. We did get a shield, but I think it truly is just a shield, like just some shields. Oh no, never mind. We do more damage apparently. So now we do more damage. Interesting. Okay, not what I was expecting. I don't typically associate shields as doing more damage, but not gonna complain. All right, so we still can't afford any new cool shit, unfortunately. But that's our first upgrade. So sure enough, there are like cool things to be found. Can't afford Jack Dick, so let's continue. And continue going down. It says use the stairs. They actually look like ladders, but sure. Yeah, that is a very ladger-y looking stair right there. Stairs looking very ladder chiller. But that's okay. That's okay. They're just trying their best. He's just like me for real, for real. They're just trying their best, trying to get by, trying to live their lives. So if I throw my weapon, I think these guys have 1 HP. I'm a little bit worried if it like... Okay, I was a little bit worried it was going to end up in the water. So I think I can just pop these guys. Oh, never mind. They have 2 HP. Oh, I'm in trouble. Ouch. We go down here. So yeah, throwing your weapon can be, as you can imagine, very dangerous. In my mind, taking care of the range guy was a priority, but I thought I could just one-shot those guys. But of course, the bony boys, not just some 1 HP Andes, they got twice that amount. Starting to see some variation in like the enemy layouts, or level layouts rather. A little bit scared of this big sledgehammer man's. We'll be able to one-shot his ass. I'm gonna see if I can like... Oh, he's able to move and attack. So let's get the fuck out of there for a moment. And you can't dash two rounds in a row, so it would seem. Oh, I see it in the bottom. I see it now in the middle left. Yeah, so I guess when you're out of combat, you can dash pretty freely. Yeah, he can move and attack. Let's go and pop him now. Okay, that's good to know. Otherwise, I might have done that a little bit differently. I'll juke. Slap this asshole. And then I'm going to see if I can do the same kind of thing here. I'm going to kind of juke this guy a little bit. And with the dash, just throw my weapon at him. Oh, right, because we do 4 damage instead of 3. Never mind. Okay, at first I thought I was going to have to do a follow-up. All right, so a little bit sloppy. Got a little bit spicy there. Not nearly as bad as that one room where I got cornered without a weapon. Which was a complexity completely of my own fabrication. Hoisted by my own weapon-throwing petard, but this time I'm learning. By some degree I'm learning. By the way, I don't think I actually started the, Oh, no, I did start on TikTok, but I forgot to start it on Facebook. Let me start the multi-stream here now. Should have been a little bit more on the up and up. We got it now. Okay. Sorry, I just had to grab this one thing. Just this one thing, and then we'll be set. And so far the game is doing okay as far as, like, that weird, like, bug we saw at the very start where, like, it was unplayable at first, but now it's being good. When this run inevitably dies, I will indeed... I will indeed, go back and change a couple things. Ouch. Or I can change a couple things. I might, like, go ahead and try that setting again, and then restart the game and see if it's any different. That is indeed the source of what we're seeing. Oh, he exploded! Oh, damn. So sometimes enemies in that biome exploded. Maybe there was a tell. Maybe there was a tell that I just didn't notice. Hard to say. Hard to say. I was thinking maybe, yeah, there was, like, some kind of, like, glowing thing I should have noticed about that lad. Alright, so I'm going to try the accessibility thing, the sprite outline, just because I think it's nice. And yeah, we'll just... Whatever character they pick, they give us at the start, we'll roll with it. That was our first death, as expected. And it's interesting because if you follow the prompts... Okay, I get, yeah, because earlier we got a potion when we killed that scarecrow. I was thinking if we follow the prompts, we get rewarded. Children of the Night, what music they make, he says. I was wondering if those can be different. Here we go. So that's it. That's the bug. We fucking found it. So the bug is if you launch the game or start a run with the sprite outline enabled. Whoops. Oh, well, that's fine, yeah. If you launch the game with the sprite outline enabled, you will have that unplayable bug, which is unfortunate. Now that's another nitpick I have, the one we just had, where I tried to click resume. Did you see what happened there? I have a slingshot now. Did you see what happened there, though? That was kind of fucky. I'll show you what that was. Another nitpick. I feel like I'm nitpicking a lot, but that's kind of a deal breaker. Maybe not deal breaker, but a deal unmaker for sure. Where I was like, all right, yeah. Let me go back to resume, and I was like, my mouse was right there, and I clicked, and I know it's gonna happen. If I click now, the mouse input will register that the menu button is selected. Therefore, return to the menu. There was no, do you wish to? There's no confirmation that says, are you sure you want to exit? Or are you sure you want to end the run? Because there was no resume the run option. So yeah, if I try this, like, yeah, so like here, right here, like if I say menu, no, that, yeah, sure enough, that mouse click was registered for the settings. So you have to be very careful when you're using the mouse in this game for the menus, or just use mouse, just use the keyboard, just use arrow keys, which is probably the safer strat. It wouldn't shock me if this game had, like gamepad controls. That would not shock me, and maybe that's another option. Also, I was wrong. I thought these were like, it was like a slingshot, because it kind of looks that way. It looks, instead I think it's like, it says they're, oh wait, where was it? I thought I saw something said it was a dagger, because it's not a dagger. It's like, there's a word for it, like the wooden, what is it? I don't know what they're called. Not nunchucks, but like I think they're frequently made out of wood, and there's usually like a handle that you grip with the forearm, and it kind of goes down the forearm, and there's a little bit that protrudes up. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, I think that's what this is. Not daggers, but just little fellas. And I don't need the healing potion right now, so I mean, sure, I guess I would have rather have left it. Are they called a side? Maybe that's what they're called. Yeah, I'd have to. Oh, I think he's spouting movie quotes now. I think this guy's spouting movie quotes. But yeah, that might be it. Hey, what's up, Meerkat? Are they called tonfa? I'll confess, I can't remember the name, but I imagine a Google search would probably reveal what I think these are. Good to see you, by the way, Meerkat. Speaking of movie quotes, like the crow is spouting movie quotes, you'll all be so proud of me. Guess who was a big boy? Guess who was a big boy and used the potty without making a mess? No, just kidding. I would never. That's fucking cringe. Of course, I make a mess every time, like a real gamer. Okay. Exercising cleanliness, and I thought you were a real gamer. I can imagine the judgment I would feel from you all, or to lose that a notch on my gamer card. No, we watched Blade Runner. We watched Blade Runner. I know that was one of those movies that for years I know, like, because I had never watched it, it was like, Alex, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? That's one of those movies where I can attack twice. There we go. Where if I mentioned I'd never seen it, it was like people would experience like it was like a personal attack. It was like a personal insult that I'd never seen that movie. And it's not like I was avoiding it. It's not like I was like, I actually hate good movies. Okay, I hate good movies, and therefore I think your taste in movies is trash. I never made it out like that, but I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really bad about like making time to watch movies. So as a result, there's a lot I've never seen. Ouch. Sure enough, if you move into that space, that instance, if you move into the space in front of a guy, they will murder your shit. Or they will slap your shit at least. But yeah, so we watched Blade Runner for the first time. I think it was the theatrical cut. I know there's like 7 editions of that movie. And I'm gonna throw them both. Bop, bop, there we go. There's like a whole bunch of editions of that movie. And I don't know which one we watched. It wasn't labeled. It was Blade Runner, but it didn't say this edition. So I think it means it was the theatrical cut. I know most of the pros will tell you you want to watch the final cut. And I don't know where I can watch the final cut. I'm guessing, well, okay, of course, if I owned the DVD, that'd be one thing, obviously. Dash over to that guy real quick. Then do the double stab. So yes, I don't know which one it was, but we watched what I think was the theatrical cut, and I enjoyed it. The ending was so abrupt, though, right? For anybody who's seen what I suspect is the theatrical cut, yeah, the ending was very abrupt, and it was like, aw, like it was just kind of in the middle of a scene. It just suddenly credits. So I want to seek out, you know, more, you know, an additional cut of the movie or something like that at some point. And of course, there's a new one. There's 2049. What about Zombievers? I've never even heard of Zombievers. How many movies are trash in comparison? The one thing I really, really appreciate about Blade Runner, and I know this is controversial opinion, right? I'm sure I'm the first person to think about this and notice this and appreciate about this about the movie, but just how ahead of its time it was. The movie was so ahead of its time, like technologically speaking, and just like with the cinematography, like it's a very pretty film. The set pieces are gorgeous. And like it looks cool. It's so cool, and the vibes are immaculate. It's like the energy and like the style the movie just oozes is really, really something special. And I knew it would be. I know the movie has inspired countless games and TV shows and anime that I've enjoyed. So I'm not surprised by any of this, but I was really struck by like just how good the movie feels and looks. And the philosophical kinds of things it gets into were interesting and mysterious. Some of the character motivations were also, you know, mysterious, you know, like without risk of spoiling things for those who have not seen it, you know, there's a certain moment near the end where you go, oh, I wonder why that person, you know, oh, there's stuff over here, by the way. Why for the moment that happened near the end, without giving things away, yeah, why did that, again, how do I say this without spoiling things? But yes, a perhaps unexpected character interaction that happens before a very famous monologue, right? You all know that one, right? Time to Die, before the very famous monologue. Why did that happen? Why did that character action happen? And I've heard there's certain cuts of the movie that call into question a certain aspect of Deckard, rather, that I'm kind of glad well, I don't know. I think it could be interesting. Again, I'm trying not to spoil things, but there's like a certain cut of the movie apparently that includes some context that make us question Deckard's true motivations, and I never saw that like in the cut we watched, so I think that means we didn't have that. Also, what's happening? Whenever I throw my daggers, it like causes little mini daggers to spawn. But these are metal, whereas the ones I'm holding I think are like wooden. I don't know, very strange. Yeah, a 30-year-old movie. Well, that's the thing, because I never watched it. I know there's others like me that have never watched it, but probably want to. But it was good. Like I said, I want to seek out the other, whatever is considered the definitive edition of the movie, which is probably the final cut. It'd be nice to seek that out. I just don't know where it is. Because I checked HBO, I checked Amazon, I checked Netflix. Like, I looked around in a bunch of places, and I couldn't find it in any streaming services. Short of buying, you know, like a Blu-ray or DVD of it, that might just be the answer. But, you know, it's more, you know, of course, like a lot of us, it's convenient to just grab it on a streaming service. Open-ended, right, yeah. Yeah, which is not surprising, and it's not a bad thing for that matter either. But, it was like, it left me wanting more, for sure. Which is, you know, how most good media should be. Alright, because I moved into his space, that's why. Yeah, most good stories. He gets to attack twice. Oh shit. Oh fuck, no, I wanted to throw. Now I just threw. I didn't mean to throw. I literally threw. But no, but the fact that it left me wanting more is not a bad thing. It was a little bit frustrating and a little bit disappointing, but it was good. Yeah, and again, not to trying to avoid spoiling it. Let's do a different weapon. I want to do a different weapon every time. The axe was very good though. The axe was really good. Here's a different axe. Is it the same one? Let's see. Let's see if it's the same one. But yes, without spoiling anything, it was where they're leaving the apartment building. Deckard looks down, sees the origami figure. That was the final scene. So if there was more in other editions, I would be very curious. But I'm going to guess probably not. I'm going to guess that's probably more or less the intended ending. The intending, if you will. You can enter or quit the game. Yes, correct. And just so I'm clear, yeah, 3 damage. Okay, so sure enough, it is the same. It is the same. A bunch of garbage, yeah. I mean, that... Unfortunately, that part is inevitable. You know, the bloat of streaming services having a bunch of garbage. A bunch of reality TV show garbage. Well, that sounds mean, but I don't like it. I mean, I like to think that even the people that like the reality TV show stuff, fucking, oh, what's the one that Gracie loves so much? The one where 90 Day Fiancé, that's the one. 90 Day Fiancé. Well, Gracie doesn't love it. She kind of hates it, but she like hate watches it with her bestie, one of her besties from high school. And they both agree, like, the show is garbage, but they can't stop watching it. It's a fucking train wreck, right? So, you know, it's easy for me to, like, be like, yeah, it's garbage. And I think for people that enjoy it, they probably do agree it's garbage. But, I know, it's not easy making good television. I shouldn't be so judgmental. But still, I just don't like it. I'll say it that way. I don't like it. Doesn't mean it's, like, irredeemably terrible, but... I have a hard time saying much good about it. Good to still hold on to the DVD collection, yeah. I never had much of a movie collection, because, like, you know, a lot of folks growing up, especially, you were, like, a movie kid, you were a video game kid, or a music kid, or some cross-section of those things. Comic books, novel, you know, regular books, graphic novels. So for me, my main addictions were video games and music. Those were my two main ones. I mean, I enjoy movies just like anybody else would. But, yeah, it was never like a priority, whereas music and video games were my priority. So as a result, yeah, I never really amassed much of a collection. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I mean, that I get the draw of, like, hate watching something, you know, watching something just to shit on it. I can understand, you know, how that goes. But yeah, it's definitely not my cup of tea, I'll say that much. So this one means you... Oh, we have another life? Oh, wait, that, oh, it means more max HP, I think is what they mean. Yeah, more max HP, which is good. Which is good. I would say the axe is the best weapon so far. It's cool that you can throw the little daggers. Like, that part's cool. But, here we go. You can throw multiple in a single turn. That's cool. But the fact they only do 1 damage each means you're doing, like, a net. It's still a overall dealing less damage, being less capable compared to the axe. It's like, yeah, you can do 1 damage further away twice, which is neat, but you still have to pick up the weapons. And you can attack twice. That's cool, but it's still like you're still doing less damage no matter how you slice it. So to me, the dagger, like the 2 daggers, seem just intrinsically inferior in every way. Maybe there are abilities or bonuses that can shore that up and make it so, like, yo, you get a bonus if you're dual wielding, or thrown weapons do more damage if it's thrown from a certain distance, or they can bounce off walls. Like, if there was some modifier to make that more interesting and more viable, you know, then we'll talk. But for now, the daggers seem terrible. But I still want to try some other ones. Monies. Yeah, the struggle of trying to find the different editions. Yeah, I'm sure other folks could probably enumerate the different versions of Blade Runner far better than I could. The only ones I know of are the theatrical cut, I think there was like another edit that was like the VHS home release, and maybe like a DVD release that was separate from the final cut. I don't know. I think there was also one that was called the director's cut, but it wasn't like the true Ridley Scott vision. I don't know. I think the one that's closest to the Ridley Scott vision is the final cut, but I'm sure there are folks that know much more than I do. Make it event. That's right. Yeah, I have heard you tell Meerkat about the fucking takedowns of like, maybe the word hate watching is awfully extreme, but like, yeah, the idea of like watching it for a goof, for a lark, you know, watching something and having the whole squad join in on kind of dogging on the show and turning it into a hoot and a half. Like, that does sound fun. So yeah, so again, you know, it's easy for me to say like, yo, this shit's garbage, but at the end of the day, if it brings people joy, like, fuck do I know, right? I'm just some fucking guy. Some fucking guy. Neil Breen movies. I've actually never seen a Neil Breen movie. I know he has a reputation. And, I mean, I've seen The Room, right? I've seen The Room. So I know of movies that are, like, kind of bad on purpose, basically. I mean, not bad on purpose. Though I think The Room was trying to be earnest. Or, like... And I don't think that Neil Breen is bad on purpose, necessarily. But, like, you know what you're getting yourself into when it comes to a Neil Breen movie. Nobody's going in expecting cinematic excellence. You're expecting hogwash. And that is part of the vibe, man. That's part of the vibe, dude. Yeah, MILF Manor. Oh my god, that was the fucking, like, crown jewel of the shit cake, I think, for a lot of us when it came to, like, how bad could reality television get. And I think MILF Manor was like the, oh my fucking god, we have no morals. We are truly lost as a society. That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun, is just seeing what depravity we're capable of. If nothing else, reality TV is a great way to feel better about our fucked up lives, right? Like, you might think to yourself, man, my shit's a little bit fucked. And then you see reality TV and you go, you know what? Suddenly I feel a lot better about myself. My situation ain't nothing like this. Like, ain't nothing like what these guys got going on. Good fucking lord. Let's go up now. Since we got to experience going down into the dungeon, just Hoople and me, let's ascend a little bit and see what awaits us in the heavens. What Queen song is that from? Down in the dungeon, just Hoople and me? Back in the olden days when Queen would do local shows in Britain, in London specifically, and one of their regular haunts was the dungeon and they would frequently share the bill with Mott the Hoople. I don't remember what Queen song that's from, but it sticks out in my mind. They were freaks in more way than one. Yeah, I've seen clips of MILF Manor, and that, I feel like that taught me everything I needed to know about the show, and that it should be feared deeply and with prejudice. of course it was fake. Well, that's the other thing too, is I keep that in the back of my mind when it comes to reality TV show. I take solace in the fact, and well, it's comforting and also like a feeling of, what's the word for it? It's inauthenticity, right? It's a reminder of its inauthenticity, but also comforting to know that the shit that happens in reality TV show is, with very little exception, I believe, entirely scripted. Now they take great pains to reassure the audience what you're seeing is unedited, is real, is the real shit, man. And then like the most fucking bananas up the ass nonsense happens, and you're like, what the shit? And you know, behind the scenes, like the number of times we've had some kind of tell-all from people that have worked on these shows, and turns out 100% of that was fully scripted. You know, maybe there's some ad-libbing that happens. You know, maybe some of the dialogue is technically unscripted, but at the end of the day, when you know the character direction is, all right, you be a shitter to this guy, you start throwing punches, you start crying, you take a shit on the floor, you start masturbating, like, you know, that's just what they're told to do. So that's, again, it makes it inauthentic, but at least it makes me feel a little bit less worse for humanity. The fucking trauma, man. Yeah, the number of times Gracie will tell me about something that she watched on 90 Day Fiancé, and in my mind, all I can think is, bro, a crumb of therapy. Please, please. I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for a full session. I'm not asking for a full commitment, but like just fucking 5 minutes with a therapist. Please, for these people. It would do them so much good. It might not fix them, but boy fucking howdy would it help. Oh my fucking god. The Rice Krispie treats. I think you might have told me about that one. I think you might have told me about that one, dude. Good fucking golly. Another more life, and you recover full... Oh, it just gave us a full pickup. Okay, cool. So more max health. And now we know next time we see the secret Ankh, if you can, wait until you've taken damage before scooping it. Before scooping it, and also before pooping it. Oh, wrong button. Alright, well, let's continue down this way. We got more baddies to slap upon. Yes. Ooh, that was a bit of a dangerous move, but I'm doing it. It only did 1 damage to us, which is not too bad, yeah. In my mind, I kind of saw the rhythm we were on, so I was a little bit concerned. And just fucking left the show. He says, nope, if I'm not leaving empty-handed, bro. I'm taking these Rice Krispie treats. And that's the way it's gonna be. The kind of person that says, like, alright, I'll show them. I'll show them what's what. I'll take their I'll take their Rice Krispies ass and show them what's what. Won't let them pull one over on me, no sir. Yeah, absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Amazing. I'm curious if I throw and then dash over. Okay, it still does the pickup. Good. I kind of figured. We're seeing a very steady progression in enemy complexity and difficulty. A portal. Ooh, let's hold off on that. That could take me to something interesting or terrifying. Was there anything else to check out before we commit to that? There's one more room left. I'll check that one more room, and then we shall step into the portal. Oh, there's actually a few rooms. Now, we've tried this configuration. We know how this goes. Gonna dash. Now we're in a much better movement pattern. Oh, he's still able to dash to me, though. He'll kill him in 1 hit. So I think he dashed me and then attacked. I think those guys are like really fucking bad news. Because he dashed and attacked, because I had like a bunch of shields. But now the shields are gone, and now I have lost 3 HP. So yeah, I think those big sword guys are real fucky wucky boys. Guys trapped in a wooden crate prison. An hour of therapy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. A crumb of therapy for some of these poor saps in these shows that again, reminding myself that it's all fake, but still. I almost wonder, like, just by virtue of being on those shows, does that also have the downstream effect of yeah, fucking just altering someone's mental state? Because, like, even if it's scripted, you're still subjecting yourself to some shit, and also, like, that's how people will associate this person, right? Like, it's not gonna affect their ability to. Oh, it's probably a teleport to another part of the level. Isn't that what it is? Is that what it is? No, it's a teleport to something completely different. With the idea of, like, taking a gig like that and then recognize, like, this might fucking taint my resume, honestly. We got a fella. I got a dinosaur companion. That's cute. It's a little friend. I like how the portal is just a door. He's just like, oh, I'm in a door now. Meow. And I like how the little fella goes, meow. And then, meow. And you can actually see we're off the map. But we're close enough to the map where you can see it on the mini map. It's kind of cute. It's a little cute. Oh, shit. A little cute, just like me. Well, in that case, I should try the other door. Or the other portal, rather. And there is a shop. Wait, is there a shop? I don't know if we found one on this floor. There was one on the previous floor, but I don't know if there was one on this one. We can actually afford some stuff. See what's in this one. Oh, is it the same? Oh, okay, it's the same one. Okay, so multiple portals leading to the same place. This one is on the opposite side, but yes. So, I'll go back a little bit the way we came. No, that's the way. Here we go, here we go. So, that one looks like, is that like a microphone? What is that exactly? A carrot, that is, we can't afford whatever that is. This one's more expensive. I'll take this one. Don't know what it is, but I got it. It's a nail of piercing dankness. A weapon throw can pierce through one enemy, which is good. I think that can also be bad. That seems like it could be good or it could be bad. Because there are times where I want a weapon to hit an enemy and stop, so I can pick it up in a predictable manner. So if it goes through things, that could be bad. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely that too, Meerkat. Those watershed moments where, yeah, where a line gets crossed. Yeah, and whether it's scripted or not, yeah, when there's that kind of moment that sticks with you, like the one Meerkat was describing, for better or for worse, it sticks with you. Oddly enough, it like bounced. That was kind of interesting. It like flew and like bounced off the chair or something like that. It kind of took like a extra step, which was unexpected. It makes me a little bit sad that there's no like name for the item that you're about to pick up when you're looking at an upgrade or you're looking at the shop. It'd be nice if it told me the name of the thing. It'd be really nice if it gave a quick description of what it does before I purchase it. Because I probably wouldn't have bought the nail if I knew the description. And I don't even think I would have bought it if I would have seen the name, because I thought piercing, I was like, well, I don't want my attacks to pierce through enemies necessarily. Do we do more damage? No, it's just the throw things go through people now. Now, what does the dinosaur friend do? You just do more damage now? Nice, yeah, that's good. And also, he's an adorable little friend. That part's cool. The fact that he's an adorable little buddy is in itself a nice benefit. That's a nice to have. But yeah, I understand in games like this, you know, with Binding of Isaac, that's a classic example where you see something, you don't know what it's going to do until you pick it up. And the mystery of not knowing what it's going to be is like you could argue, is part of the meta progression of the game. Is like, you don't have that knowledge until you pick it up and experiment with what it does. At least in this game, there's a description that tells you what it does in greater detail. Whereas in Binding of Isaac, it's not always so clear what a thing does in detail. So, you know, there are those that say that's like just part of the deal. That's just part of how you play the game, is experiment, pick up something that might ruin your run. If it's a thing you don't recognize or a thing you don't remember. It might, you know, fucking tank your run because it just ruins the build you have, or damages you in some unfortunate way, or can lead to unfortunate ruin. Or it could be something that's amazing and there's just no way to know until you experiment. Or there's the philosophy that says knowledge is like being what's an informed purchaser is important. So we'll meet you halfway and give you a description of what you're about to pick up or what you're about to buy. And I would say that's a philosophy I tend to lean more towards in games like this. That's why when I play Binding of Isaac, you best believe I got the mod that gives me the item descriptions. I know there are those that don't like it, but for me, I do enjoy it. Of course, I can't afford Jack Dick because I got 1 USD to my name. That guy looks big and scary. Do I come back? Oh, I cannot go back. The door has locked behind me. We got the boss music. Do I throw my weapon? Fortune favors the bold. Dash. Hello? Did my dash not work? That was weird. I tried to dash down and it just didn't work. Huh. I wonder why that is. That's bizarre. So he has some kind of AoE so far as I can tell. Ah. Oh, he's dead. Okay, well that wasn't too bad then. Not so bad. I found something. No, I didn't. I thought I found something. Was it money? What did I find? It was like a piece of paper. Oh, it's a new ability. Also, I can jump? When did that happen? What the hell? I can become invisible. What the fuck? Oh, I see. Okay. When did I get the invisible one? What the shit? 5 rounds. That's awesome. The jumping is cool, too. Oh, okay, so it's either that or the dash. Yeah, let's do that. So, up to that. That's really cool. I'm sure it has a cooldown. Probably a 5-round cooldown. The invisibility. Now, I can't... It's like I click it and then I can't move. Maybe the idea is you stand still for it. We'll try it out in combat. It's an opportunity for it. It's a shame we didn't know this was going to be like a mini boss room until we entered it. And once you find it, you're committed. But door locked behind us, and of course it leads to the stairs. But I do want to keep exploring. The coffin? I cannot open the coffin. I can't really see. I can't seem to do anything with the invisibility out of combat. It's weird that like my dash got interrupted earlier. I kind of want to see if I can recreate that scene. I could like try to do something where like I position myself where I was and try to do the dash and see what might have gotten in the way there. Found. Is it another axe or is it the same axe? It's okay. It's just an ability axe. It was Joshua's. 1 more damage, 1 more range. All right, cool. Now it's yours. The power is yours. We do 5 damage in 1 hit, which is pretty cool. Now, we know those guys are real bad news. So, there's that guy. All right, so if I go invisible, bop, am I still allowed to move? I cannot jump. Wait, so what does the invisibility do exactly? Do this. I'm gonna throw for the content. Just kidding. I was gonna say I was gonna line up this shot right here. Yeah. For this guy. So visible. Hold on. For 5 rounds. 5 rounds, right? But then, like, it's weird because when you activate, let's try to get in combat. But it seems like when I was in combat and I tried to use it, I moved and it made the invisible option go. Like the little highlighted square on the UI got deselected, so it kind of made it seem like when you move with the invisibility, it goes away. So you're not allowed to move, or I guess maybe attack while you're invisible. But again, it begs the question, okay, well, if there's a way to stand still and skip my turn, how do I do so? Because I've tried a bunch of buttons and I can't seem to make it go. I say invisible. Yes. Now it's working. Okay, now I see it. I have 5 moves while I'm invisible. Yes. There we go. There we go. I jump to here. Yes. That was counted as a movement. Right. Kill this guy. Oh, but the second you do you take a offensive action, it does remove the invincibility. So it's like one guarantee, navigate around the room and try to murder somebody kind of thing. Okay, well now it's working. Now we got it to work. That's nice. I'll say this much about the game. It's fun. I'm enjoying myself for sure. Like, I'm having a nice time with this game. Some of the technical shortcomings are annoying. You know, the one real bad what seemed to be a showstopper bug at first, when you have the outlines selected, like, that's just a fucking busted ass functionality. It breaks the game. The same portal. It's the same portal every time. There's things about the game that I can't help but feel like amused by, like that right there. Like, it's the portal for the same room each time. Like, okay, that's a little silly. And the fact that the portals just wink you away to a room that's just on the same floor, and you see the little dino guy like fly around when you go in the portal. He goes meow. That's kind of funny. So, like, you know, those are all nitpicks, and those are things that can be addressed. You know, those things that can be addressed with patches or additional updates if the developer was so inclined and had the resources to do so. Game development is hard. Game development is expensive. And the combat is good and it's interesting. The upgrade system takes a while to get going, and the pace with which you acquire money is at a snail's pace. It is like very arduous how slowly you acquire money. It takes forever. We just went through that entire floor. We killed a boss. We got 2 money pickups. It's like, you can't afford shit in this game ever. And also, there's no meta progression that I've detected, at least. So as a result, I don't think there's like a thing to say that, like, oh, you can like have more money now, increase your rate of acquiring money, increase the likelihood of bad guys dropping money. There's probably abilities or upgrades that provide that. But yeah, so I think this is a what you would consider to be a more traditional, well, maybe not traditional, but a more like by the books roguelike, according to, you know, depending on your definition of what constitutes a roguelike or a roguelite. But yeah, this one having no meta progression means, yeah, this is one of those where you could foreseeably technically beat the game with your first ever run of the game. It would potentially be possible. But I think the thing that prevents me from really vibing with this game is that it's a movement-based game. It's a movement-based, like, turn-based game. And it sounds like a nitpick, and it probably is, but it's really a bummer that I have yet to figure out a way to stand still for a round. Because if you're making a tactics, strategy, what have you, turn-based strategy game that's all about, like, yeah, turn-based movement on a grid, then I think it's not unreasonable to, like, give those kinds of tools to the player. If that's, like, how this game lives and dies, and how a run lives and dies, it's a weird restriction to say, sorry, you always have to move or attack. Like, I just don't know. That's the thing I can't really get past. This guy's dying, by the way. His name is dying. Like, I'm having a hard time saying, that's just a limitation of the game's system, so you roll with it. I'm over here like, man, I don't like it. I don't like that, and it kind of, like, rubs me the wrong way. So, I'm not gonna say that's, like, it's like a showstop or, like, a deal breaker, but it's, like, that's, like, a very unfortunate mark against the game. Everything else, like, you know, some of the glitches, the sprite work just being kind of, like, that's, I can hand wave most of that, but, like, this is something where it's like, oh man, I'm like, it keeps dogging me every time. It's like in the back of my mind. So he was the chosen one. If you thought he was the chosen one, I can't help, or I'm the chosen one. I don't have like a potion form or anything. Maybe we can find something on this floor, maybe. I'm the chosen one, bro. And then he fucking exploded. So maybe in that instance, I should explore the rest of the level first and see if I can find something for him. Maybe that's a side quest. Hard to say. So far, not a whole lot of enemy variety. We're only on the 3rd floor out of, what they say, 15 or 20? So there's still plenty to go. We're seeing more enemies. And we're seeing more enemies as opposed to, like, variety of them, but we're seeing more of them, which does add more complexity, more difficulty for sure. A little bit of a shame the level layouts haven't had a ton of diversity. I mean, as I say that, you know, this one, I think we've only, if I've seen it, we've only maybe seen it once. So this one's at least a little bit less common. Oh shit, I should have thrown my weapon. I should have thrown for the content. But yeah, at least this arrangement's a little bit different. And like the levels themselves have like a slightly different lighting scheme with the candles, but that's kind of it. You know, again, those are the kinds of things that are, you know, it's kind of unfortunate when they're not there. But at the same time, it's an indie game, right? You know, these game development, the words were said just moments earlier, the game development is hard. Game development is difficult. And as a result, you know, designing whole new biomes is not easy. But these are just things that it'd be nice to have. We found Mask of a Dear Friend. I wonder if this would potentially have been something we could have used on the fellow who was dying earlier. Enemies will only see you after you damage them. Oh, wow. So that's a guaranteed beginning invisible. That's really good. That's really good. That's a guaranteed, like, free hit on something before combat begins, which means the invisibility one, well, I was about to say it's useless, but actually it means that we could use invisibility one after we use the mask, like, for our first hit. So you could combo it in that sense. Like, that's pretty cool. So good to know. Now, up until now, I haven't noticed it. Which is not to say it doesn't happen, but I've only now noticed an item that we've gained just now that actually altered our what's the word? Altered our visual appearance, which is kind of cool. So when you first enter a room, at least with combat, you're wearing the mask. That's kind of a cool detail. Yeah, up until now, I haven't noticed anything. Not to say it hasn't happened, but I haven't noticed anything that, upon picking it up, altered our appearance, other than the dinosaur friend. And the dinosaur friend is a cool little guy. Cool little fella. I like this guy a bunch. Wait, so we got a zombie. Zombie. It zoomed in for a moment, and I was able to get a brief view of what his health looked like, but yeah, 3, yeah. Guy hits pretty hard. So now we're getting a little bit more enemy variety and a whole bunch of vases to break. Maybe they are. Now, oddly enough, these vases get the zoom in, but the boxes and crates and other things do not get the zoom in. That's a little bit odd. But arbitrary. Also, the number of times, and I think it's because of, like, when these, I guess, yeah, the idea is, like, when the levels or when the cells are being made, there wasn't, like, a version of the cells that had this, like, this kind of empty space closed off. Because, yeah, what if there is no room leading south? Well, you just kind of roll with it. So it's like you have to look at the map a lot to gauge where you're going, so where you can go, versus just trusting your eyes. Eyes on the prize. I played that room kind of shoddily because I think I could have been able to preserve those shields a little bit better had I used the jump, or had I used the second invisibility. That's on me. That's on me, big dog. I gotta be more choosy about my schmovements. The same goddamn portal every time. Same goddamn portal. Which is kind of cute and kind of adorable. The other problem too, when I'm playing a game like this and I'm having the reaction that I'm playing, where I'm like, you know, I try really hard to try to find the good in everything. Try to find in the good and people interact with, that I interact with, try to find the good in the TV show. You know, try to find something nice to say, right? Like a lot of us, I was raised, if you can't find something nice to say, don't say anything at all. As a lot of us were raised. So when I see something like this, that's clearly, you know, actually, I'm gonna go and use the thing. Boop. See a game like this that's clearly a budget game, you know, made by a small team, but it's doing some things clearly well. Like there's something here for sure. You know, I try to focus on the good. I feel like I've been very nitpicky this whole time. This whole night I've been just kind of picking away the game, which I don't normally do. The problem though is the very obvious issue where there's so many good roguelikes. And I've played a lot of good roguelikes this year. Played a lot of good roguelikes this year. So when a game like this comes around, that's a solid, you know, fun little experience, but it's not like bringing much like super unique things to the table, or it's like kind of unique, but just like it's missing something. Oh man, there's like so many, the competition is so fierce when it comes to roguelikes. I mean, I'm still enjoying this, but yeah, unfortunately, my bar has inevitably been set higher by just the sheer overwhelming number of good roguelikes that are out there, including the one we played just a couple days ago, that Leah Hacking Destiny, or Hacker's Destiny. That game was really cool. We got our guys. What's up, buddy? We're playing Dreadstone Keep. You might have just overheard me say, kind of lamenting the fact that I'm liking this game. I don't love it though. I don't love it. I have some nitpicks for sure, but it is fun. It is a cool little game. I'm going to schmoove, and I'm going to slap that guy next. Bam. I'm going to go ahead and move again. I'm going to go ahead and use invisibility now. Not going to work. There we go. Yeah, it worked this time. There we go. Throw for the content. There we go. No, so I'm still liking the game. But, yeah, the fact that it's a little bit limited in its scope means that inevitably I will kind of find myself comparing it, maybe even in an unflattering way, to other indie games we've been playing as of late. I'm gonna leave that health potion there, assuming I can come back to it later. So what's that mean? If he's just oozing yellow gold, oozing deliciousness, does that mean he will give extra gold upon death? Also, I see it looks like he's got like a burning flame on his forehead. Now that's just where the torch is. The obvious one to kill first is the sword guy. Those guys are terrifying. So kill his ass. Definitely want to get all the dudes in this room. There's another sword guy. I think what I might do is I might jump over to that side and fuck him up next. Nope, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack this guy first. They still have the other invisibility. And I also have the jump ability. Kind of curious that fella didn't move. Now he's going. Yeah, so now I'm going to use invisibility. And now I think I will jump to right over here. Woo! Take out that sword guy, because the sword guys are scary. It'd be really cool for it to be like right here, so like I can throw the weapons like through that line, but except it can only pierce through one enemy, so I'd only be able to kill 2 of them. But still, it'd be very dashing. Down. I'm gonna move up now. The problem is they can both attack. That I will jump away. Over here. Bit of a game of cat and mouse here. Gonna move and attack, unfortunately, and I have no more throws. I'll just have to tank it. Yeah. My shields are done. Move up, get out of the range of his arrow. Back down. Yeah, I'm trying to get the Dao to move. I want that Dao to move up a little bit. I wish these guys are being like, the fact that they're both kind of hanging out and keeping up with each other is annoying. I think the fella's occupying that space. So if I was here, he'd be able to attack. If I was here, he'd be able to attack, because he can move 2 turns, I think, or 2 spaces. There we go. I was hoping to like lure him into a spot where I can get him next. There we go. Move up. Move up. That's good enough. Throw my weapon now, and now we're in the clear. Boop. Right, so we got there. So his little like that little effect we were seeing, where he was like oozing coins. It wasn't him dropping money. Well, maybe it was. I guess I did get some money in that room, but he definitely dropped 1 or more potions. We picked up a shield potion, and something dropped a health potion. I don't know who dropped what, but yeah, there was 2 potions that were dropped, and some form of money, some amount of money. Fucking sausage. All right. We got a sausage. Mortadella. So less range, but 2 maximum HP, because we're a little bit stuffed, right? We're a little bit sluggish now. Muy delicioso. Speaking of mortadella, speaking of things that are sounding Italian, I've been talking every so often about how Grace and I are watching The Sopranos for the first time. We are a few episodes into Season 3. For those who have seen The Sopranos, for those who have made it through Season 3, you might know there's some rough shit that happens in Season 3. And if you've made it that far into The Sopranos, you see people get shot, you see people get the shit kicked out of them. Like, that's not surprising. There's some degree of that to be expected. But yeah, there was we watched an episode tonight that was a little like, ooh, we were both a little squeamish. All right, I'm invisible until I cast the first stone. Until I am without sin. Who do I get to kill first? If I attack this guy, this dude here, the archer fellow will be able to immediately queue up an attack. I don't think I want that. If I kill the archer guy first and foremost, actually I could kill them both. Oh, it didn't work. Weird. Do I not have the piercing thing? Yeah. It pierces through 1 enemy. That's weird. Yeah. What I was thinking is I'd throw the axe and it would go through the first dude and hit the other guy. And yeah, no dice. No fucking dice, man. So, for whatever reason, that just didn't seem to work. Yeah, so that's another kind of nitpick I have of the game. There are times where certain abilities don't function as I would expect them to. Which is a shame. Yo, what's up, Shake? He says, gonna take the doggy outside. Ooh, man. He says, in about 5 minutes. I want to see this run through. I know that Shake is probably AFK right now, so he probably can't hear this. So what I'll say to him is like what I frequently say. Oh, I can't jump. What about 10 minutes, Alex? I don't know how. Well, I'll say maybe. But I'll say what I frequently say, which is I would love to join in, but don't feel like you have to keep the spot open. If there's someone else that can fill the spot, go ahead and let them run. Go ahead and let them jump in. But this run could end in 5 minutes. This run could end in 5 minutes, or it could end in half an hour. It's hard to say. Yeah, why can't I do the jump? Yeah, so the jump ability is now disabled. Oh, can you only do it when you have the weapon in your hand? That'd be fucking weird. Because I was kind of relying on that. I was kind of relying on being able to jump over these dudes. You can only do it. Yeah, I think that's what the little sword icon means. You can only... That's such a weird restriction. What an odd, kind of arbitrary restriction that says, sorry, that's a weapon ability. Is it, though? It's like, bro, I'm just trying to, like, throw my weapon and like, kill some bad guys. I'm kind of curious. So... You saw me, some of you might have seen me get bamboozled just now when I tried to throw my weapon, and this game is like, bro, I promise, weapon throws can pierce through 1 enemy. Maybe that's the keyword here. Can. Maybe it's not guaranteed to. There's like a chance that it will penetrate. So, throw my weapon up. Now it worked. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it is a percentage thing. That's extremely weird. I go invisible. Oh shit, except he's on my weapon. Fuck. I was gonna use the invisibility and use that to get his ass. Well, now this is awkward. There we go. I was gonna say, I need you to close the distance. There we go. Now I'm leading him around. What's up, Aleph? Some fuzzy parameters. Yeah. I try to keep it positive, and I try not to like shit on games that I play. And the game is good overall, but there are things that are getting in the way of me being able to like recommend this game in its current state. Like it's definitely not bad. I'm enjoying it for sure. I've played much worse, and I've played much more improperly functioning. But yeah, there's things that make me go like, I don't know. There's something missing here, or some things missing here even. Yes, another case right there. Why did the weapon not go through the first enemy? It's got to be that thing that says can go through enemies. Okay, well tell me the percentage. What's the percent chance that it will penetrate? That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So, but again, I do think there's something here though. This is not to say the game is like unsalvageable. I think like the movement and like the general like dungeon crawling vibes are really cool, and the like general systems of how the combat rolls, how the combat flows rather, is pretty neat, and it is enjoyable. It's not exactly groundbreaking, but it is cool, and it is something I want to like see more of. And maybe that's part of why I'm a little bit not loving this game, is because there's like potential that feels squandered. There's more that this could offer, and it's kind of stopped short of like seeing its true potential. So it's like, you know, it's the classic I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, you know, kind of thing. Maybe that's what's going on here. Trying to like deconstruct, trying to self-analyze my how I'm feeling about this game. Like that's a cool thing, the whole like this power up we found that gives us the like we're invisible when we first enter room. Like that's neat. That's really cool. I like that a lot. So I think this means when we find something like this, that means it gives us a new skill, which is neato. What's this one do? Oh my god, a fuck ton of armor. Burns all. Oh no, cursed berserker armor. Oh no, so now we've like permanently lost a whole bunch of HP. We've kept some of it, but it converted the majority of our armor and of our life into armor, or into shield rather, which is a temporary life. Oh man, so yeah, that's unfortunate. What about this one? I'll just go ahead and buy this one. Greek Eye Pendant. More range. Or Creek Eye, maybe. But whatever it is. Is it a C or is it a G? That is the question. Is there anything else on this floor? I think we've explored it pretty well. I'll say this much. If I wasn't enjoying this game at all, I would not continue this run. I would say, I've had enough, and I would just end the run, and I would play something else. But I'm enjoying myself enough where it's like, I want to see it through. I want to see it through. I want to see how far we can push it. Because at the end of the day, it's still a dungeon crawler. There's still, like, unknown mysteries. There's still like the joy of like powering up your guy, doing more damage, getting more treasures, seeing cooler abilities, seeing the fucked up things that lurk beyond. Like that's still interesting to me. So I still feel compelled to see more. But yeah, there's this unfortunate sensation of like, man, it's a shame it doesn't quite get to the potential that I would like to see in a game like this. Now the red, we're on the 5th floor. The red lighting does make this a little spooky dooky. Going to begin with this guy because the sword guys are the big sword guys are by far the scariest we've seen. Yeah, that one penetrated. Of course it did. I'm gonna play it safe. close. And I think it takes him like a full round to complete that attack. So it's like, I think I'm in the clear. And there we go. His ass, we're all set. Shame too, because that nail thing that I purchased was, I think it was pretty expensive. It was $8 in this game. 8 gold. Not a small amount of, it's not a small chunk of change. Not a small chunk of change. What's up, Meerkat? With the MS Paint challenge, baby. I got something for you, Alex. A choice. Oh wait, a choice for funk, and pick your poison. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna guess that means you're gonna give me a couple images, and I will choose which one. Also, is this the exact room configuration I just completed? To a T. I'll do the same thing. I'll throw the weapon. It penetrates. Yeah, this is the exact same room back to back. Close. We move up. Move up. Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, same kind of deal. This is the exact same configuration and everything. Same enemy placement. Same enemy types. Yes, Meerkat, I look forward to seeing what you got. Sounds like I'll have a few options to choose from. Dollars. And by dollars, I mean exactly 1 USD. Unfortunately, the number of times there's, like, crates hidden just off screen, you kind of have to, like, do one of these. Destructible objects, kind of, like, do one of those to, like, get that little x-ray vision to see what's behind. The Shroud of Darkness. Speaking of the Shroud of Darkness, I don't know what's going on with this guy. This guy will move here, here, then here, here. Except I will move up. Right, so he goes here, here. Yeah, bop, bop. Move up, yeah, so I'll have to throw my weapon, that's fine. Do exactly that. They went really far. Oh, except he can hit me now. Right, shit. Go invisible. Shit, he still hit me. Well, that's my own damn fault. For miscounting. Hit him above the table. Oh, no, he drops a potion I can't collect. That's fucked, man. That's fucked. And now, I couldn't use that potion. It's a health potion. My max health is 4. I have this buffer of shields I need to lose before I start losing HP. What is that? Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is until I get close. It was probably a health potion. God damn it. Something I also can't use. Or can't benefit from. But, like, if you kill an enemy, a flying enemy, over a gap or over a table or some part of the level geometry that you can't stand on, sorry, that's it, bro. You can't pick it up. Sorry. Get fucking good. Like, that's fucking infuriating. We already know what some of these things are. I'm guessing if I get a second one of these, that means, alright, well, the chance of more penetration goes up. Presumably it stacks in that manner. Hard to say. The suit of armor I'm curious about. I can guess what it does. I can guess. Oh. Are you... You don't look friendly. You're probably not nice. Oh, she's scary. She is indeed not nice. Is she the boss? Like the boss? I thought it said it was 15 floors. Alright, well, so I'm invisible at first. I'll do a standard hit. Bah. She teleports. I think. He's summoning something. Summon some buddies. Alright, why'd I think that was gonna go that way? Pop those guys. Shield. Okay. Avoid the AoEs. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. More bat fellers. Whole lot more bat fellers. It'd be really cool if they would take damage from an AoE. Ow. I should have jumped. Might as well. Might as well jump. At first I was going to try to queue up a throw, but again, I reminded myself that it don't work that way. It's no guarantee, bro. I'm gonna guess you just keep, like, holding out until the lady reveals herself. Unless I can, like, break something. Can I, like... Oh, she's down there! I didn't even see her down there. She's hiding behind some stuff. Ow. That's gonna be a problem, isn't it? Ow. She's very large. So it's, like, hard to see what exactly... Shit. The hitboxes. Or batos. I can't believe you're not allowed to jump if you don't have your weapon in your hand. That's so fucking wild to me. Attack. Pop. Here we go. Down there. Oh, she turned into a fucking giant bat. Alright. Henrietta. I'm going to... Oh, I probably can't attack you while you're flying, can you? Let's take out the other bat fellers. You know what? Let's find out. Let's find out. I'm gonna go invisible. I attack you. I can. Bop. Turn back into a humanoid. Now she's trying to avoid me. You trying to avoid me, lady? What's going on, lady? What's going on? You're being cagey. Doing this bullshit again. I'm trying to take care of the batos. Then up real quick. Blends these flows, except... That's weird. I think it like buffered it, something there. Buffered some kind of input. Just jump down this way. Blend some of these fools. Purge them. This mortal plane. But that one has the flame thingy above him, so that means he is special in some way. Maybe that means he's gonna explode? Yes, that's exactly it. When they have that kind of visual, it means they will explode on death. Ow. That's bat, which means no more, like, fancy-schmancy spellcasting. Ow, 3 damage. So I hit her. Scares her away. He isn't. Okay, no, this doesn't turn back yet. Can I cancel it by throwing? Uh-oh. I'm gonna go invisible. Except I can't pick up my weapon. There we go, there we go. I just pushed her off. We might be able to drop her. We're hurting quite a lot ourselves. Emotionally. No, not emotionally. Taking a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Oh shit, that thing still was considered hitbox. Good to know. Guess I want them to... Oh fuck, I thought that was the last one. Health potion. This be the last hit. Bop, she's dead. Got the Chivo for killing the Baroness. We got Navi. Oh, whoops. Got Navi and Dinosaur Friend. So we survived. We did survive. We kind of got beat up quite a bit. So, slowing effect to attacks. That's cool. Concedes slowing effects to attacks? That's an odd... I'm guessing it means gives. When you concede, you yield, right? You give. So attacks can slow enemies. And also we gain more shield. And these things... Oh, no, I'm not going to try it, but I'm wondering if these things can, like, cause you to get got when you step on them. Still, even if the boss has died. Right, so I guess that means, yeah, we're done here. So, with this floor, at least. And I'm going to guess there's more where this came from. That was definitely a boss. I don't think it was, like, the boss, though. Which is to say, the boss at the top. Because I think we can keep climbing. Keep ascending, basically. This fucking guy. Alright, well, we fought him before. We know how to deal with him. If we can, like... There we go. Perfect. I was gonna say, once he starts chasing me, then I got his ass. My weapon. He's dead. Yeah, those guys are now just a... Maybe not so much a mini-boss, but a higher order of enemy for sure. A higher order enema. Looking for another set of stairs leading up. That is shield and a little bit more damage, as I recall, which means our damage is getting pretty good. We do 6 damage on hit. On thrown weapons and on melee attack, which is pretty nice. Another one. I one-shot his ass. Hell yeah. That means we know they have 6 HP. Yeah, what was the sausage? The sausage was... more health? Yeah, more health, but less range. I think I'd rather save my money. The range thing could be neat. They're just giving these things to us like they're going out of style. And get that 15 USD, that 15 gold for the guy. Gold for the... for that suit of armor that's available for the shop, or just save up for the next one. Red portal this time. Oh shit. This is the... Oh, okay, this is Kane's shop. All right. Was the other guy Abel? What's going on here? Actually, this might be a like a more on the nose Binding of Isaac reference. Oddly enough, I cannot break these boxes. So, oh, it costs HP. Ah, okay. All right. I see you, game. Now, the good news is if I wanted to try one of these, I could still go back to the sausage and gain 2 more life. I have a lot of shield. This one would kill me. Let's, you know what? Fortune favors the bold. What's that one do? Gain damage, concedes unholy keyword. Pray tell, what is the unholy keyword? He says, beware. Then he says, actually, browse my wares. Oh, the other guy's name is Abel. I didn't realize. I did not put that together. There's interesting power-ups. Don't worry. Pick one or more of them. You'll love them. I promise. Are you related to Abel, a shopkeeper? We're related. But I'm older. Much older. Very good. I appreciate you popping in, Aleph. Is the game fun? The game is good. It has some shortcomings that are kind of unfortunate. It has some unfortunate shortcomings. It's fun on its own. There's like some weird limitations with the with like combat movement, which is a little bit disappointing. And there's like some conveyance issues that I in my opinion I don't think I love. It's not always clear how an ability works until like you start using it and you go, oh shit, it works this way, not that way. Like, part of it might be because this game might have been developed by a team that was where English was not their first language, and it's stuff like this where it says concedes the unholy keyword, and concedes slowing effect to attacks. Like when I think of conceding, I think of like yielding, or like admitting that like you were wrong in something, or like okay, I'll give you that, so I'll concede that point. So I think what that means is that it gives the slowing effect when you attack when you attack bad guys. But that's the thing, is like sometimes in cases like this, it's not an always deal. So here, weapon throw can pierce through one enemy, but it doesn't always. What's the percentage of that chance? Like, what is the likelihood? I don't know, but we know it doesn't always work. So yeah, the instances like that are kind of like, yeah, there's some wobbliness with some of the game's descriptors, some of the descriptions rather, and that's not to say it's irredeemable, but it is a little bit annoying at times. Now this is unfortunate. A lot of explodable enemies in this room, and I don't love that. I think I might go invisible. Go here. I'm gonna... this might be risky, but I'm gonna fucking do it. Hello? Hello? Okay, well, it didn't quite reach, unfortunately. And I'm in a bit of a pickle. Oh, never mind. I'm still considered invisible. So when you... That's interesting. When you throw a weapon, it's not considered a offensive action. That's a little bit surprising to me. And that's good toffee with the raid. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Mr. Gratz. What's up, bud? Gratz, how was the rest of your Christmas special extravaganza, by the way, my man? We were hanging out in Gratz's stream the other day, and he was doing a kind of a little Christmas special, little fun little bonus stream of his, which was fun. Always a pleasure getting to hear from you, buddy. And thank you for that raid, my dude. All right, they explode. Yeah, that's right. I knew that. I knew that. I was just testing you. I will throw for the content. Okay, never mind. I still can't go invisible for another couple rounds. We're playing an interesting little roguelike. I do like it. I have my nitpicks. I do have my nitpicks, but I do like the game. The good news is... Just kidding, this is bad news. If I go back, that guy will get me. I think I'm just gonna go up and punch this guy. I'll take the hit, just drop him. Right, he is exploding. Okay, he explodes. Of course he explodes. Of course he fucking explodes. Why wouldn't he? God damn it. That's okay, that's okay. Now, the game is cool. It's a cool little roguelike, turn-based strategy kind of game. There's things I would like to see changed about the game, or things I'd like to see enhanced, or polished, rather. You know, some of the item descriptions, ability descriptions being polished up a little bit. If there were, and it's entirely possible that maybe there was a way to, like, skip to, like, stand still for a turn. I just didn't find where the button was, but I looked, and I couldn't find shit. So, hard to say what's going on there, but there's, I think, potential for this game. But yeah, I would say I don't love it in its current state. I like it, but I don't love it. Would I recommend it? It depends. It depends. Like, if you really like roguelikes, and you really like turn-based stuff, turn-based roguelikes, that kind of thing, and you don't want meta progression, you're the kind of gamer, you're kind of the kind of roguelike gamer that doesn't love meta progression, or even detests it. You like the idea of being able to potentially beat a game for in your first ever run, whereas meta progression is usually balanced around expecting you to not having all the tools you need to be able to succeed the first time through. You know, if that's a kind of thing you really enjoy, I would say it's worth considering. There is a demo for this game. I'll also say that much. There's a demo for this game. How much is this game on Steam? Full price, $8. Yeah, it's probably worth it. I mean, I got a review key. It's easy for me to say that whether or not it's worth it or not. Of course, because I got the review key for free. But you know, $8 you could do a lot worse for sure. But that's the other part of this argument, is that, you know, whether the game is worth it, would I recommend the game? The problem is there's much better turn-based strategy roguelikes out there. So, like, this one's cool. There's potential. I like it, but, you know, I have my reservations. I have my nitpicks. But there's better games out there like this. And because the roguelike market is so crowded, there's so many interesting games that have come out, that, you know, the kind of dungeon crawler, turn-based strategy kind of thing. It's good. It's good and it's fun. And I commend the developer for what they've made, but I'm hoping for more. I'm secretly and selfishly hoping for more. The game only has been out for less than a month, like 3 or 4 weeks. So they could potentially, you know, do some patches, do some additional updates. There have been some post-launch updates they have implemented, so there's a potential for more. I'm glad we got to play it. I'm grateful for the devs, or for the folks at JF Games for the review key.